We asked to do a news briefing today to inform the public about a series of home invasions and burglaries that have a sexual assault component. We believe it's important to notify the public about what's going on, our efforts to stop these and identify the suspect, and ways that they can keep themselves safe. Starting in December, our sex crimes unit investigates and fields all and conducts all investigations related to any kind of sex crimes offense. Some of these involve a person coming into a person's home. We had one of these that happened in December, and in the course of these last 2 months, we've had more come in, and through our investigative efforts, we believe that the series of events are related. So we've identified a series of a person who's coming into homes, burglarizing and coming in with intent to therein commit a sexual offense. We've been actively investigating this series since December, and we're working very hard to solidify all leads. We do have leads currently we're actively pursuing, and the vast majority of our unit and sex crimes unit is somehow involved in this series and in this case to find some resolution and make an arrest. The Austin Police Department, we're working a series of overnight burglaries where the suspect is intending to commit sexual assaults. These incidents have occurred during the overnight hours, early morning hours, in apartments near Berkman and U.S. Highway 290. The suspect has been described as a white or Hispanic male, approximately 5'7" inches in height to 5'9" inches, in his 30s in age, short brown hair, athletic build, slender, with possible facial hair. We've worked with our victims to come up with a composite sketch that you can see here, and we will be releasing that composite sketch to all media outlets. We're asking the public to be vigilant, to secure all doors and windows to their residence, and to call 911 regarding any suspicious activity. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Austin Police Department. They can call 911, or they can call 512-974-TIPS. And you also may submit any information that you have anonymously through the Capital Area Crime Stoppers program by visiting austincrimestoppers.org or by calling 512-472-8477, and a reward up to $1,000 is available for information that leads to an arrest. Do you have any questions?
Are there any additional patrols in this area while this person is still out there?
Yes. So we, the Sex Crimes Unit, have notified the area of town. Our patrols are divided up geographically around Austin, and so this series of burglaries is happening in one particular area of town, and we have asked that the patrol officers in that area do increase patrols of these complexes, and so the affected command has been requested, especially in the hours that we believe these are occurring.
You said there's a series of victims. How many victims are we talking about?
It's important not to disclose exactly how many, so I can tell you that it's a series. It's more than one, and but I'm not going to mention exactly how many we have at this time. That becomes important later on in the investigation, and so I won't disclose that. I will say, related to that, during our investigation, we did discover ones that we didn't know about because they weren't yet reported. So we are asking anyone if they believe that they know anything about this crime, and certainly if they're a victim of this crime and have not yet reported that to police, we ask them to please do that. We also feel it's important to mention that if a person is a victim of this crime and they're concerned about their status, if they are undocumented, Spanish speakers, we want to assure them that it's important that they contact us. We have no interest in what their status is, and we hope that not prevent them from reporting to. We really need to know about this, and we want to work their case. And we're not here to enforce any immigration status.
We did speak with some people in the area who said that they hadn't heard about this until we spoke with them. How is the department going and informing people about this?
Good question. So we have canvassed the area, and in that we're going to the apartment complex to specifically to do that, what you're talking about. And that when we did that, that is how we uncovered a person that had not yet reported it. So that came about as our result or recognition that there could be further victims, and that's why we need your help, the media, in possibly identifying even further victims that haven't yet reported yet.
Is it just one complex?
That, again, I won't disclose, so we want to mention that it's in the area of Berkman and Highway 290, but those are like investigative particulars that we're not wanting to release. In addition, we're in the works of setting up a community meeting in these complexes to touch base with residents and answer any questions that they have and give them instructions.
You talked about Spanish speaking. You're going to give a Spanish statement. Is this suspect targeting a certain type of victim?
I want to introduce and incorporate my sergeants to talk about some of the case specifics and stuff. I think it's important to convey that we're like a team of very talented and dedicated people that are all on this. So we can also, guys, speak to some of these questions.
Sure. So if I'm understanding the question correctly, you want to know, are they particularly targeting a specific type of victim? From what we can tell, no. It doesn't seem like it's a particular type of victim.
And how do you determine that it is a burglary with intent to commit sexual assault?
Without speaking to the specifics of any of the particular incidents that we're aware of, it's the actions that are taken once the person is inside the residence.
And have those incidents happened widespread too, or is it just in some cases that's what the perpetrator may have done? Are they? I guess my question is it a series of all? Is every incident in this series a burglary with intent to commit sexual assault, or are some just burglaries with other potential, like burglary with intent to commit theft?
Right.
Type of situation.
As far as we can tell, yes, but we may uncover that there's other information there later.
Is there a weapon or anything used to burglarize these places? And what specific?
We don't have any information that we would be able to release on that right now.
Do you have any advice or resources for property managers?
My advice would be to make sure that if you have any apartments or residents that are in a state of disrepair, in other words, where they can't be secured with integrity, that they try to work on getting those items fixed, whether it's doors or windows or something of that nature, that they get those things fixed so that it would help.
Is there any help the police department is able to provide on that front, or do they have to?
I'm not aware of any resources that we provide on that front, no ma'am.
Sergeant Barger, could you talk to us about things that the public can help us out with?
Absolutely. So really important that when you're out, if you see something that doesn't look like it's normal or that it's out of place, be vigilant and definitely be aware of your surroundings. If you see somebody that looks out of place, be a good neighbor. Call 911 and let us know about a suspicious person in the area. Lock your doors and windows. If your doors and windows are not operable, you can sometimes figure out a way to make them closable without being able to be opened from the outside. And so that might be something that you need to do until your apartment complex maintenance can get there and make a repair. Anybody who's a victim of this crime or believes that they may have been a victim of this crime and they have not reported it yet, please report it. We're able to get a lot of valuable information that may end up being the piece of information that would be needed for us to affirmatively link a suspect to the case, and then obviously be able to take that threat away from the public.
Do we believe this is a targeted area, like other people in the community shouldn't be necessarily concerned, or?
So because we don't know the extent of what any suspect would be willing to do, I think it's always important to remain vigilant, and I would not want to ever state that the public doesn't need to worry about a specific threat from a specific person. So far, the area seems to be localized in that Berkman 290 highway area. However, people are mobile and they can move around. So again, if you see anything outside of the norm in your neighborhood, we're there. We're there 24/7. Call 911, report as a suspicious person. If you think it's related to this, make sure you tell the call taker as well, and we'll respond accordingly. It's a very important matter for us. We want to make sure we give it the attention that it deserves so that we can keep Austin citizens safe.
Has there been a series of incidents like this in this area in recent years?
So this type of incident, when it's repeated like this, is not a common occurrence. But when something like this does happen, all hands come to bear on trying to solve it as quickly as possible. And we're just asking for the public's help in this case.